welcome back to Ding the Perfect Playlist with Pete and Farah.
Hello. Yes, we are back on our quest to create the perfect playlist with a song for every single scenario you might encounter. We invite guests on, we give them some scenarios, and they tell us what the perfect song is.
If you want to find the playlist, you can find it on Spotify. Just search for Ding the Perfect Playlist and give it a follow if you want to listen to the songs our guests have picked. You can also find Ding on social media at Dingfloob. That's DINGFLOOB. And let us know your choices. Play along with the scenarios and tell us what songs you would have picked.
We love to hear this. There's always some really entertaining ones. We have an amazing guest joining us this time. She's one of the rising stars of the comedy circuit. She's been on TV. You might recognize her from the Jonathan Ross Comedy Club. And she has her own show, Girl Code. So it's very exciting to have her. Please welcome Sikisa.
Woo!
Hey!
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be part of the playlist.
Yes. How would you sort of rank your sort of music knowledge? What's your music knowledge like?
My music knowledge is very varied, mainly because I listen to all different types of music. So my playlist is very varied from like hip hop into R&B, obviously because I'm black. And then it ranges into like pop music, especially like old school 90s songs.
Nice.
But also rock music.
Nice.
So me and my best friend share my Spotify. So sometimes she'll turn on the Spotify and I'm listening to Slipknot at 7:00 in the morning. And she's like, it's just an appropriate time to be listening to that.
It's quite an intense way to start the day.
It's a good wake up. It's a good wake up.
That would get you hyped. That would definitely get your pulse going, you know? No, my like Discover Weekly thing on Spotify, like the things it's telling me to listen to. I don't know what I've been listening to that's like spurred this on, but most of my Discover Weekly is now in French. I don't know what I've done, but all of a sudden...
French?
No, I can't. I started on Duolingo and didn't get very far. But yeah, no, I just like was going through it and I was like, why have I like switched to Spotify France or something? Like, what is going on? Yeah, it's all in French now. So
it's more that they've decided that you should speak French. They've decided to help you along in your Duolingo
I think they've
journey.
teamed up with Duolingo and that's how they're getting me now. The passive-aggressive emails have stopped and now they're just getting me through other apps. That's how they're doing it.
So, Sikisa, can you tell us a bit about your show, Girl Code?
So Girl Code is a comedy chat show which I have plugged as if Loose Women was funny because they're not funny. However, I say that, and now they've got Judy Love on there, so they've made it funny. Yeah. So basically, it's just a comedy chat show which features funny women, and we just have a chat about some stuff, topical stuff, non-topical stuff. We try and solve people's problems that they send in. So it's just a fun chat show.
Amazing.
Not saying that you're not funny, Peter. Not all men.
That's fine.
For the first scenario, it's quite topical as lockdown is sort of ending. What's the perfect song for when you first go to the hairdressers after lockdown?
I have decided, and I think it fits really well with anyone, is I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm coming out. Yeah.
I'm excited for that feeling. I'm so looking forward to going to the
Yeah,
hairdressers.
I think after lockdown 1 ended, I had already booked in my appointment in April. So like, I was like, it's coming. And as soon as it was done, I was like, my hair is done. I'm free. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Everyone look at me. It doesn't look like crap anymore. So I can't wait to have that feeling again. Yeah. And also I need my eyebrows done. So I'm just like, come on, people. I need to open up now.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a lot of people's minds. My mum actually recently got me to cut her hair and it was so exciting. I guess there's a sort of part of me that just always wanted to cut people's hair, but no one ever trusted me to. And it's kind of made all my dreams come true, having this period of time where there's no other option. Pick me or nothing.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like I was on a Zoom gig and one of the comedian's boyfriend, who I haven't seen since lockdown 1, like started, he walked past, but I didn't realize it was him because he grew his hair out since lockdown 1. So I thought it was her mum. I literally was like, "Oh, is that your mum?" She was like, "No, that's Sam." And I was like, "No."
That's some serious growth.
Yeah, no, it was serious. I was like, "Mate, you need to get a haircut." I was growing my armpit hair and both of the big lockdowns, so lockdown 1 and lockdown 3. But I've had to do like a show where I've got to show my armpits, and I'm like, "Oh crap, I've got to cut it." So I haven't actually like extended it for the full lockdown period. And I was quite upset when I had to shave my armpits the other day. I was like, "Oh man, I see how long you were going to last for."
I totally have been doing a similar thing, and it was kind of like a project, like growing a plant, like to see if I can, see how big I can get it. Yeah.
Same with both areas, armpits and pubic hair. Just like how big can the bush grow?
Yeah.
You eventually shave it and you're like, all that hard work, like that was, just gone like just that.
Gone. Yeah. I would love to be a waxer because obviously a lot of people have not had anything waxed for a very long time. And that's a lot of hair to be waxing. I just imagine the expressions, faces and reactions that people are going to be giving after 8 months or serious 6 months or 4 months of not having had a wax. Just the pain.
Woo. Also super satisfying if you really take it from like wild, like tumbleweed-esque state to like smooth, clean lines. It might be just quite satisfying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Tumbleweed. Why is it moving?
I don't know. I just think of that as like, tangly stuff. I could have gone for like overgrown mint. That's quite a tangly look as well, maybe. I don't know. I was trying to be visual and arty.
I like that. But I think, Farah, it's something similar to what you were saying about always wanting to have a go at cutting people's hair. It's a similar thing with waxing. It's like, I just want to have a go at just like putting a wax strip on someone's leg and just doing it.
Do it to yourself.
I lost a bet.
Waxed Pete's leg.
Yeah, I lost a bet at university, and all of my friends got to live that kind of, fantasy of like, I've always wanted to know what it's like to wax someone's leg because they all had a go on mine.
It was like a fun day out. We just pinned Pete down and everyone waxed his legs.
Yeah. We raised some money for charity, at least.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Let's have a listen to the song.
Yeah.
I'm imagining, you leaving the hairdressers. It's in slow motion. It's a sunny day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's sunny.
Everyone's looking happy because we're outside. And then your hair's just going,
Your hair's like bouncing and going in the wind. Probably I would have gone to the hairdressers probably dressed in like a full-on amazing outfit and probably with a full face of makeup just so that when I emerge, it's like the complete look. Amazing.
Nice.
That is such a good choice.
Yay.
Fantastic. So, on to scenario 2. So, Sikisa, you do quite a lot of TikToks, and I was wondering what song you would pick for those moments when people say that TikTok is only for teenagers.
I've picked I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman by Britney Spears.
Nice. Oh, I was not expecting that. Okay.
Yeah. I love that.
But I like it. I could, talk us through your choice.
The reason being is because it was a period of time where Britney was like growing into becoming a woman. And I feel like TikTok allows me to like embrace my inner youth. Even though I don't really understand TikTok, I just think the whole concept of it was like, oh, there's a new trend. There's something else we're going to do. That's why I haven't done one in about a couple of weeks. I'm just like, let's just take a break. But it does allow you to like be playful and youthful. And I just figured that was the period in Britney's life before #SaveBritney happened. That she was able to like embrace her youth side. And I think that's what TikTok allows me to do. So I'm like, TikTok's not just for teenagers. It's for everyone.
I like that. I feel like that's the most like profound reasoning we've ever had for a choice.
It was quite wise, yeah.
That was really nice.
I think it was just an excuse for me to get a Britney song in it.
Any excuse. Do we have Britney on the playlist yet? Or is that the first Britney?
I'm not sure that we do. Maybe
I think that is the first Britney on the playlist.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be some kind of klaxon or jingle or like alarm at this point. But
yeah, every playlist needs to have Britney on it.
What's a TikTok trend that you've enjoyed or like taken part in?
I like the ones at the beginning when like TikTok was still like on the cusp where you did the Go Rush challenge.
Oh, what was that?
Where you like threw a makeup brush and then someone else caught it and they're like in a different like makeup one. Yeah. So I did that 3 times with different sets of people. So I do cabaret shows as well. So like we did like cabaret performers as well. So that was quite fun to do. There's so many that are like trending at the moment. And the funny thing is that how you do one and you're like, okay, this will get trended. And you're like, it's not trending. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the main ones that I watch and enjoy the most are usually people sort of with their pets sort of, they put on some sort of hilarious song and their pet's just like looking really confused. That's my usual vibe. But then I can't really get on board with that trend because I don't live with any pets and therefore I can't take part except for just being the pet myself.
I did a gig recently which was like streamed to mainly like 15 to 18-year-olds, it seems, which I didn't notice at the time. And like they just kept heckling me and the hosts because I think they liked us the best throughout the stream, being like, can you give us an hour? And I was like, what is hour? And then I looked it up on TikTok and basically it's this dog that's just like shouting hour. I'm like, no. I'm not going to try and end my career with like a TikTok.
I'm not taking inspiration from my set from a dog.
Exactly. Just like, no, thank you. I've got someone that I know on TikTok who does really bad jokes and he reenacts them. They're normally like stupid one-liners.
Yeah.
And I'm annoyed because he has more followers than me on TikTok. Like he did one on the 1st of March and he was just like, what's the date today? And the response was March 1st. And then he marched. It was so bad, but it got like 5,000 views. And I'm just like, I'm so upset right now. So upset. Because like some of my TikToks, I feel like I've put effort into it.
Yeah.
And they just get no views.
Yeah, I get confused about how some things do seriously well. Like there've been some where it's just a person just like saying something that doesn't even seem very funny to the camera. And I'm like, how is this on like 100K likes?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. But then again, it's not like I can come up with anything better. I fear for what I would have come up with as a teenager if I was given TikTok back then. Like when I look back on my Facebook statuses, and that is like kind of where I like publicly expressed myself back then. I'm saying stuff like really boring stuff about like, has anyone got the answer to question 5 on the maths homework? Like it's so bad. Like would my TikToks just be me being like, guys, I need help?
I occasionally get a memory and it's like from like 11 years ago and it is just you like writing on someone's wall, just going like, hey, you going to this tomorrow? And you just be like,
yeah, it's like,
why was this not a text? Why did I publicly ask you this?
We had the start of camera phones. So in sixth form, my area was very much surrounded by happy slaps, which was not a good thing at the time for a lot of people. But that's what was the trend, was the happy slaps.
I don't understand what that trend is. I've never heard of it before.
Oh, so basically what it was like people will go up to you and they will say something and then they'll slap you in the face.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really horrendous. I mean, it used to be like, it started off being like like a prank kind of style between like friends.
Yeah.
And then it evolved into like something a bit more drastic and serious.
Yeah.
Really quickly, where it was people on the street just slapping strangers. And then it just turned into like people like stealing phones. The trend went from a prank between friends into like criminal.
Yeah.
Like really, within
Really
like
quickly.
2 weeks, it went stupid.
Oh my gosh.
We had MSN chat.
Yeah.
That was our thing. And what the stupid thing is, I'll be in school in IT class, just like chatting, and the person next to you will be the person that you're chatting to. MSN chat.
Do you remember they had like those animations that you could send to each other? Like, remember there was one that would like knock on your computer screen if you like. Like, reply to me.
Yeah, that was the original poke, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right, let's listen to some Britney. Maybe we can get that to be a trend on TikTok somehow. A Britney trend.
Yeah,
it's about time.
Britney.
We can start it off.
Just people, that would be a trend though. What you just did there, literally people just going, Britney. That would get like 200,000 views.
Britney. Say Britney.
Britney.
Obviously, you're a comedian. What is the perfect song for when your audience finds your joke even funnier than you find it?
I thought, I'd say, I was laughing to myself. I've put Roses by Outkast just because I think that song is quite funny in general. But also, my best friend doesn't find it as funny as I do. I generally listen to the lyrics. It's not that funny. And I'm like, it's funny. Like, roses. Smells like poo, 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 poo. Come on now.
How can you not find it funny?
Yeah. Jokes in general is obviously subjective. Sometimes I realise that if I say a joke a different way, that it doesn't work.
All in the
You
delivery.
have to be, it's all about delivery. But Mark Overt, who I met at the BBC Awards, he was the warm-up act, and he said to me, like, if you do a joke and it just like deadpan, without any personality in it, and people find it funny, then it's a good joke.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then once you put your personality in, it will obviously evolve and elevate the joke.
Yeah.
Which is why I find Roses really funny because the music video is hilarious. I find just because it's set in a high school and like they're proper like ribbing on some girl who thinks she's the shit and she's not.
I'd forgotten about that song until you mentioned it, and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, I remember this."
It's a great song.
It's a great song. Have either of you ever had a joke that you've kind of kept working on and kept trying on audiences because you really like it, and then just eventually had to admit, like, I've got to let this go. It's time. This has got to go.
I don't know about you, Farah. I do the rule of 3 because obviously audiences are never going to be the same.
Yeah.
The joke doesn't work 3 times. It's got to go. I wrote a joke which was written in light of like the Me Too / Harvey Weinstein situation.
All right.
And the joke itself is a funny joke. And I've only ever done it once because the joke also is not a funny joke because of the situation.
Right.
And like I did the joke. I was like, I'm gonna do this joke because I have to get it out because I think it's a funny joke. And I did the joke, and the joke made everyone laugh. But then the same, like 1 second later, everyone went, "Oh." I was like, I can't do this joke again. I know it's really bad. I can't do this joke again, but it's hilarious.
As a comedian, do you feel like you've got to? It's like, I've got to say this to someone because I think it's really clever and it's a really good joke. I've got to say it at least one gig, and then I can.
I don't think any of my jokes are clever. All of my jokes are just normally about my mum, dating apps, white people. penis, chicken. That's it. Not in that order.
I would watch that set. I would watch that set.
Like I did a pre-recorded show at the Clapham Grand the other day, and it was aired. It was streamed and it was aired. They had the trailer and it showed like a clip of all of us performing, but they only showed a clip of me talking, so everyone else was just shown like visually. You could hear a clip of me, and the clip was just like, "Why is there chicken at a sex party?"
What a great soundbite!
That was just a clip. Out of context, you're like, "What is this whole set?"
All right, this next one is a song for that moment when you're asked to chip in for a present for someone that you don't really know that well. What do you do?
It's awkward.
I have picked "Who Do You Think You Are" by Spice Girls.
Yes.
Not mainly because of like the song, but also mainly because whenever someone does ask me that's my immediate thought. Like, who do you think you are? Asking me for money for someone that who do you think you are? Go ahead.
So would you decline, or would you still do it?
I'm really bad with people's names. I'm better with faces than I am with people's names.
Mm.
So like I'll be at work and people will be like, you know Amy?
Mm.
And I'm like, who?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're like, Amy. I'm like, who are you talking about? I'm like, Amy, who sits across from you. He's been sitting there for like 5 years. Amy, yeah. Like, I won't know. I'll have a proper like kiki chat with this Amy for like ages. We'll have lunch chats. We'll be like, either go outside and have a little walk. Hey, how are you doing? Wouldn't know her name. That's the kind of level that we're at. But if it's like generally someone who's like I've never had a conversation with, or like hasn't even introduced themselves to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it like that. Like people need to introduce themselves to me.
I don't know you, but do you know me? That's the important question.
Do you know who I am?
Well, it's true that I don't understand when people just like walk into a room with people that they don't know and just sit down, and I'm like, well, who are you?
Yeah. I remember being at a work party once and I met some random guy that I didn't know before, and I was like, oh, what part of the business are you in? And he said something about finance, and I was like, okay, cool, nice. And do you enjoy that? Just asking him just general stuff. And then I went away and I was like, talked to someone else, and I was like, oh, I just spoke to that guy over there. Apparently he's in finance. And they were like, that's the CFO. Like, that person runs the entire business. And I was like, oh, oh, I didn't know. I was just generally asking him like, oh, do you like finance then? Oh, that's nice.
I think it depends on the amount people are asking for here. Like, when people come along and they're like, oh, can everyone just like chip in a couple of quid or something? I'm like, yeah, sure, fine, okay, whatever. Here's what I've got in my pocket. Go for it. But I've had instances before where people just like come along and they always do it over a message. They're never brave enough to come and ask everyone to their face when they're just like, yeah, we're all thinking of just like chipping in like 20 quid. And I'm like, 20 quid?
20 quid.
What are you getting them? There's like 20 of us here. Like, what are you buying them?
we're all buying them a house together.
Yeah, we're getting them a small deposit for a house. You know, like what? Honestly.
But then there's a part of me that's like, if I invest now, will I seek returns when I leave or whatever?
This is the thing. If you lower everyone's expectations, like, oh, you know, we're the kind of office where we only get them like a small thing. Yeah. When you leave, you don't get a big thing.
Yeah. People at the job that I do occasionally, like, so when people leave, there will always be like a cake celebration. And you would see that people who didn't even know this person would just come into the kitchen just
and
for
get the cake. Yeah, it's cheeky. I've seen that before.
They're
like,
spread.
Oh, it's cake. You know, Pete's leaving do. I've never met him, but there's cake. Apparently, there's cake.
There's cake.
Yeah.
I think this is also our first Spice Girls of the playlist as well. I'm just imagining this song now with you just like in an office and someone's just asked you for like a tenner to chip in to someone who've never met's leaving do, and this just starts blaring over like a PA system. I think it'd be great.
My face is literally just like...
Yeah, an eye roll.
It's normally just an eye roll, then back to work.
Yeah.
I mean, what's great about that song is you don't even need to like get to where the lyrics start. It's already an amazing song. Like just that intro is just like, it just gets you going. They could just play that for 3.5 minutes on repeat and I'd be happy.
People would love it.
Yeah.
So you also go by the name Twix, is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
It's a nickname I got in university.
Ooh.
Or law school, I should say. It's a nickname I got in law school.
Nice. Why was that nickname? Can I ask?
So me and two of my closest friends, including my best friend, we went to law school and we wouldn't pay attention really in any of our primary classes. And we were always bringing in chocolates. So our tutor said to us, oh, you should just call yourself the Chocolate Girls. It wasn't like anything to do with the fact that we were all black. But so we named ourselves after a chocolate that represents us.
Yeah.
So I'm Twix because I'm a Gemini.
Same.
However, the name has probably haunted me for a while. For ages. Because people now assume that I love Twixes. Which is the case. I do love a Twix. And I love the fact that it obviously now comes in different flavours. But until I started saying that I hate Twixes, people used to give me presents as like, in terms of like chocolates, but novelty presents. So like I've had chocolate spread that was Twixes.
Yeah.
I've had inflatable stuff that was a Twix. I've had... It's a bit like people like posters that have got Twixes on it. I'm like, okay.
It's like, wow, guys, come on. There are other things.
Yeah. I will give out like presents to like people and we'll just give them like a little Twix just so they know it's like for me.
Oh, it's like a
calling card. Not like the normal Twix, like one of the fancy ones.
Like a calling card. I like that.
So this scenario is about Twixes because we are perpetuating haunting you forever with Twixes.
That's fine.
So when you bite into a Twix and it's just chocolate all the way through, there's no biscuit inside or caramel.
I've decided to use Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit. Because I love the fact that it starts off, it's just one of those days. That's just horrendous. Like, whoever did that to that chocolate.
It's so disappointing.
Yes, just disappointing. Needs to be fired from the factory.
Yeah.
You and your family are going to lose your income. That's not my fault. That is your fault. Because you decided to not put caramel in my Twix.
Proportional. Very good.
That song is actually already on the playlist. One of our previous guests, Jen Ives, chose it in a mug-themed scenario.
Dispute.
A mug theme. See, it's the go-to song
for anger.
When people
you're like,
betray your trust. That's
exactly when you're angry, when you're pissed off. It's the go-to song because it just kicks off in the right way. I remember being at work one day and I was just not in a great mood. And I just had that song on loop the whole day. Just literally, just in my headphones, just the whole day, just at work, just like, it's one of those days.
People in the office are like, don't go near Sikisa, she's playing Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, literally. Okay, I've got then a follow-up song.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
It is I Hope You Suffer, but A-F-I.
Just when I thought it couldn't get more brutal, it did.
The title alone just says enough.
Says it all.
Whoever decided to not do a Twix justice.
Yeah.
I hope you suffer.
Yeah.
Suffer. It's great.
Oh my God, I love it. At the beginning, was that a siren or was it a whale call?
I don't know. It's great.
I love it.
I will show you some. I will share something with you though. However, my alarm, because I think you will realize like how I live my life sometimes. My alarm in the morning is this.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Do you get shocked awake?
No, literally, it does shake you out of bed.
Just a small heart attack to get you going in the morning.
Yeah, because it just starts off with the and then it just goes. So it's just like,
it gives you a chance. It gives you a chance with the quiet bit, and then no.
It's on your toes.
Well, I love all of those choices. Thank you so much for contributing to the perfect playlist.
Where can people find you if they want to see some of your stuff?
You can follow me on Instagram, which is Twix Comedy or Sikisa Comedy. Twix like the chocolate. I also have a Twitter, which I don't use, but feel free to follow me. Sikisa Comedy. I also have a website now, which is perfectly made by Switch Chocolate Productions. Ooh. It's www.sikisacomedy.com. Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Sikisa. Those were some excellent choices, and I love it when anybody gets overly passionate about chocolate.
Make sure to check out her social media, and if you're interested in following us, you can find us at Dingfloob, DINGFLOOB. Make sure you give the playlist a follow if you're on Spotify. You can find it Ding the Perfect Playlist. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us what you thought.
Farah, can I get an hour to end the episode? I still don't know what it is.